Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be posting this across all the socials. Um, tough, tough price action this morning. A lot of whiplash, right? If you watched last night's private video or if you read the newsletter last night, we talked about looking for a dip, looking for some sort of reset from the hot market uh, this morning, and we got that. A really nice pullback. Actually came in short with size off the open. Was watching the 65 minute. We got a nice back test back to the bearish EMA. So we actually took two big shorts this morning. Ended up trying to look for a continuation, looking for the break of this wedge that would have probably given us um, that original thesis. Well, I shouldn't even say original because this was the second thesis. But I was thinking that there was still a chance that we get this, especially if 6800 gave. Instead, we got the full 6900 confirmation. The weekly on the SPY is also giving confirmation as well. Now flipping back to the upside, monthly was already healthy, but it was starting to roll over. Not anymore. So we've got some momentum confirmations. Even the RSI and the weekly starting to look better as well here. So, this could be start of actually wave one of a five-wave pattern to the upside. That puts us kind of what we've been talking about all along. We got bearish. Um, Mid October, right before this plunge, actually. And then we kind of stayed bearish through here. The broader market wasn't very weak, but, I feel like I've talked about this so many times, but there's lots of shorts. There's been lots of shorts here. Almost have no shorts on. The only thing that I'm keeping as a hedge, just because, you know, could be a few more rugs, especially since like even on the weekly here, like we are keeping like persistently high. And I'd like to see this EMA cloud start to play catch up, and that catch up would be nice confirmation. Honestly, you've already gotten all the bullish confirmations. I think I'm just asking for too much. By the time you get that confirmation, you're pretty late to the move. The only thing that I'm still keeping short on is actually Mags, which is ETF of the Magnificent Seven. So I'm running a short on this as a hedge against my other long positions. The big winner today, the all-star position was CEG. We were pretty early into this one because we were looking for this breakout, which looks like a really nice bull flag breakout. There's just amazing confluence on the longer time frames for that one. It looks really good. Also got into RR as well. This looks really good. There's actually so many good small caps that are kind of setting up here really nicely. Of course, IWM giving full confirmations. Really strong day. Holding 257 into the end of the day is crazy bullish. I have swings in there. I actually yesterday went ahead and loaded up AVUV. Even in the long term, I'm looking for this to be, the multi-year breakout. This has also been lagging IWM in the short term, but should outperform in the long term. Again, this is all stuff I said in the newsletter. Price action today actually was also just a beautiful confirmation of everything I talked about in that newsletter yesterday. And so if you haven't subscribed to that, go subscribe to that. But this market looks great here. I mean, even the video was starting to clean up, which I um, really wasn't liking how the video was lagging after so much good news. Um, but I think a lot of that was because of Oracle. We actually caught a really nice play on Oracle by some calls that expire tomorrow. I would have took profits on those because I want to see if this will actually get one more final move to the downside. I'll probably be a buyer in the long-term account on Oracle if we can get to like 175. That's a must buy for me. Like between like 165, 175, below 165. Okay, I'm out again because something's up. I'm like way off the thesis if we go through 165. But I'm kind of willing to keep an eye on that one. Maybe a convincing move over 200. Let that chart clean up. Give me a few days after earnings and let me see how that chart shapes up from there. And then I might want to actually just hop into it for the long term because it's not it's not like it's reached that deep value territory or something, but it is for a high growth name, it is pretty cheap here, and there is a lot of growth. So there's a bunch of CapEx, but there's a lot of growth that came in that earnings report. So, um, and I didn't even like, when Oracle started to improve and the broader market improved with it. That told me, okay, we're not selling off because of kind of timid rate cut projections from the Fed. We're selling off because of fear over Oracle, and that was kind of also a signal. I told Discord like that's actually not a very bearish signal. That's actually a pretty bullish signal because I think the Oracle sell off there is mostly emotional. Um, so yeah, pretty much blue skies until the end of the year from here. So let's go higher. Even Bitcoin's starting to improve too, which is telling you liquidity environment's improved a bit. If you get the breakout confirmation for Bitcoin, I mean everything probably just goes wild. So, and I think the most alpha is going to be in small caps. So yeah, I'm gonna post this video on X. Give me 10 likes and I will drop a small cap watch list that you need to be watching, not just into the end of this year, but for also the beginning of 2026. Because if we're going for a multi-year small cap breakout, I mean, you guys who love those grand slams, the reason this year has been such an all-star year for me is in large part due to the small cap euphoria that we had for several months, like mid-year, like late mid-year. We were hitting, 400-500% banger, 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 and I love hunting for small cap squeezes and stuff like that. So drop them, drop some likes. I'll drop a full watch list because I got plays for days. I'm so excited. So hope you're excited too. We're gonna make a lot of money. Today was a good day. I took a small loss on yesterday. We made over double back on those losses. Even after the losses yesterday, we're up on the week, and now we're up really nicely on the week. Um, yeah, up over 300% on the small account challenge. I think we could finish the year up 500% on the small account challenge with ease with how this is looking right here. I mean, pretty much every day from here out should just be banger, 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 banger. So get excited. Get excited. CEG looks freaking amazing here. Okay, that's all I got. God bless. Have a good night.